Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we are back for episode 25 of my modded survival island. Last episode, we were working on upgrading some of our industrial craft machines, including the induction furnace and the rotary macerator, both just faster versions of their respective machines. And what I've been working on since the end of last episode is this little room down here, because today, what I want to start working on is lava power. And we're going to put all of our lava power stuff in this room, as well as, I think, all of my thermal expansions and Ender IO machines in the future, because these machines over here, this does not make sense. This does not make any sense. This is a mess, and I want to fix that. But first of all, lava power. So, there are a bunch of different ways that you can use lava to make power in modern Minecraft, and in this mod pack in particular. And the most common way people usually get lava and then use it for power is they will go to the nether, they will put down some kind of pump, be it an endothermic pump, a buildcraft pump, I think the mechanism pump might work, and then they will use something like a tesseract or an ender tank, pump it back, and then use that to power generators. That's all well and good, we've done that before, and today, I want to try something a little bit different, because there are a few problems with the whole nether situation. The first big problem being that you will eventually run out of lava, so it's not really a sustainable source of power, although it will last a very long time, especially if you pick one of the bigger lava lakes in the nether. And secondly, it causes quite a bit of lag, because you've got to have the nether chunks loaded at all times to pick it up, and then when you start pulling up lava, it starts to start flowing, and then more lag is caused because stuff's moving, and it's just a big mess. And so today, I'm going to use magical crops to grow lava, yes, grow lava, and then use that to generate some redstone flux to hopefully power some of our machines, and we should be good. So, the first thing we're going to need to do is upgrade our infusion stone, because lava actually requires a higher tier of essence than some of the other seeds. So, I think I mentioned this briefly when we upgraded to the newer version of magical crops, and that is that there are a few different tiers of essence, and therefore a few different tiers of crop within the new magical crops. So let's go over quickly to magical crops. And if we go over here somewhere, we've got one. Let me type in essence, because I think I might come up with something easier to show. So we have 5 different tiers, I think, maybe 4. Oh, Jesus, way too many essences here. We have Manitio, followed by, I think, Accio, followed by Crucio, followed by Imperio, followed by Zavicio. So those are the 5 tiers in order from least to best, I guess, with Zavicio being used to make things like, I guess, diamond seeds, I believe, maybe, as well as some other stuff. Yeah, they're diamond seeds, emerald seeds, wither skeleton skull seeds, platinum seeds, cobalt seeds, as well as manulin seeds, and enderium seeds, one seed that I would very much like to get my hands on at some point in the near future. But basically, what we're going to have to do to get the fire seeds, which are the seeds that allow us to make lava, if you see here, when you grow these, you can get fire essence, and the fire essence can then be used to make a lava bucket, and then you can cycle that around, pump that into a tank, and get more and more and more. And these guys are made using Accio. So to make Accio, we need 4 Manitio essence and our good old friend, the weak infusion stone. So let's go ahead and quickly request the weak infusion stone. Thank you very much. I don't think I have 4 buckets of lava lying around. I do not. However, I can go ahead and request 4 buckets real quick, because I do know of a location of a lava pool in the overworld underground. So we can go grab that in a second. Let's take you, and you. And let's upgrade our we don't have to upgrade our infusion stone yet, but we are going to upgrade our infusion stone later on down the line, because you'll see right now, Accio does only require the weak infusion stone, but if we look at Imperio, on a Crucio, I think is the next one in the list. Jeez, it's going to take me a while to get my head around the order of these essences here. But if we look at Crucio, which is one of these around here somewhere, Imperio, Crucio. We look at Crucio. This one needs a regular infusion stone, which is made by surrounding a weak infusion stone with essences that you can make using a weak infusion stone. Hopefully that makes sense. And then you can use the regular infusion stone to make the next tier, which is a strong infusion stone. Again, same idea. You got to surround it with stuff that you can make using the seeds from that tier. I feel like I'm saying it in a really complicated way. It's really not that complicated, and I think we will actually be making one of these today, because this allows us to get Imperio Essence, which allows us to make Enderman Seeds, which allow us to actually just freely grow Ender Pearls, which is fantastic because we've had a massive problem with Ender Pearls. There's so much stuff I want to make that requires just a ton of Ender Pearls, and right now, we don't really have a sustainable way to get them. But what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to go away for a second. I'm going to grab myself 4 buckets of lava, and I'll be back in a second. And a little while later, now that we have 4 lava buckets, we can do something like this. Boom, 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 and boom. That gets us 16 Accio, which we should then be able to use to do something like this. I think you should go there, and then is it something else in the middle? It's normal seeds, which we actually have a ton of. You'll notice all of our farms are at capacity right now, which means this guy is full of seeds. These caches are not quite full, but because we've got so many excess Manicio seeds, as well as all the earth and air seeds that we have over here, the machines are just backing up and not working, which we should probably fix by increasing the amount of storage those chests can hold, but that is a problem for another episode. For now, let's just go ahead and stick you in there, and that gets us our first fire seed. And of course, much like with all the rest of the seeds that we've got, all we have to do to get more of these is plant them, use the watering can over and over and over again, and as you break them, you will get more and more and more as time goes on. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to do that just yet, because I would like to go ahead and make some other stuff. I have made 2 more planter and harvester setups that are exactly the same as all these ones, but I have just realized they don't have the upgrade in them, so for now, they're only going to do this little area around here. That's fine. Let's put you in there. That's going to start doing that. Do we need to... I will go ahead and put a bucket of water in the middle like that, just so this one stays hydrated. I think it should do anyway, but I'll leave that there for now. When we come in a little while, I'm going to go ahead and kind of watering can this up. But what I want to do for now is I want to work on getting those Enderman seeds. So, to get those, we're going to need a strong infusion stone. Let's see, Enderman seeds. These guys over here. These are going to be absolutely fantastic if we can get them up and running. So, to make these, we need Imperio Essence, which is like 2 tiers higher than the Accio that we just did. It's actually the second highest tier of Essence there is. So, to make this, we need a strong infusion stone, which means first we need a regular infusion stone. Thankfully, we can make the regular infusion stone fairly easily by taking either the earth or the air essence. Yeah, the air essence. And combining that up with our weak infusion stone, and that should actually work quite nicely, like so, to get us a regular infusion stone. Nice! I didn't know that you could make multiple of them. I wasn't aware that this only counted as like 1 use of the weak infusion stone. I thought we would lose it. That's actually really cool, so we can actually make a bunch of regular infusion stones if we want. That's really cool. But now, to get from a regular infusion stone up to a strong infusion stone, we are going to need some essences from a higher tier of seed. We can't use earth, we can't use air, water, or anything that we already have. And so what I'm going to make now are redstone seeds, because I don't want to make redstone alloy seeds. They're something different entirely. I want to make redstone seeds, because not only do they fill the requirement for making the right essence to make a strong infusion stone, these are also going to be really, really awesome, because once we get another planter and harvester set up with these, we will be growing redstone, which might not sound like too big of a deal, but right now we are pretty low on redstone. Let's have a look. I think we have like, yeah, less than 30 redstone, which is not very good. So we're going to use 4 crucio, 4 redstone, and some seeds to make ourselves pretty much the possibility of unlimited redstone. So we'll take 4 of you. We are going to need 4 Accio, which means we need to do something like you in the middle and you guys all around like so. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to need to make some more of the other stuff. So boom, 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 and boom. We'll take all of you. We'll then upgrade that to Crucio, like so. And then that should be enough to go 1, 2, 3, 4 with you in the middle. And then our good friend, the redstone. Boom! There we go. Redstone seeds. We will now take these. And what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to grow these quite a while until I get 8 of them. And I'll be back in a second. And again, a little while later, once we have all 8 of our redstone essence, what we should be able to do is make ourselves our very first strong infusion stone. So, let's give this a try. If we surround this guy with this, it should get us a strong infusion stone. Nice! And then we should be able to do the exact same stuff we've done before. This time I will make quite a bit of the stuff, because we're going to need quite a bit to get up to the Imperio that we need for the Enderman seeds. But let's go take all the Accio, then let's go turn all of that into Crucio, like so. And then let's turn as much of that as we can. And we don't quite have enough yet, because we are going to need 16 to make all 4. That gets us 2 Imperial. You can see how it kind of gets very expensive towards the late game, especially in terms of this Manitio Essence. Let's go ahead and I'm going to take 4 stacks just so we can make exactly, I think, 16 Imperial here. So we'll take all 4 of you. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll turn all of that into Accio. We'll then turn all of that Accio into Crucio. And it doesn't actually make 16. It makes 4. Jeez. And then we will take all of that and we will turn that into... boom. Imperial. Nice. At which point we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. We can put our normal seeds in the middle. And we can grab our Ender Pearls, which I think are in here. Or here. And then we can go and do something like this. Nice, and that gets us Enderman Seeds, so we can now actually grow Ender Pearls, which is kind of crazy. So, what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to go away again. I'm going to spend probably way too much time watering canning. Oh, Jesus, a skeleton. And yes, watering canning is the official term. I'm going to spend quite a bit of time using my watering can on all of these seeds, on the redstone, on the Ender Pearls, and especially on the fire. I think I might even make 2 or 3 platforms just for the fire seeds, because remember, these things do grow exceptionally slow, and I do want to have to use these for a constant source of lava and therefore a constant source of power. So I'm going to make a few more platforms. I think I might dedicate 2 or 3 of them to fire, at least 1 to redstone and 1 to enderman. And yeah, I'll be back in like an hour. And a really, really, really long time later, we finally have a couple more platforms and a ton of fire seed and quite a lot of fire essence as well, which is pretty nice. So, what we're going to do now that I've spent way too long watering all these flowers, I didn't quite get as far as I wanted to with the enderman seeds and the redstone seeds, but I'll do more of those between episodes. What I want to do now is we need to turn this essence into lava and then get that lava into dynamos so that we can then start making power. And the way that we're going to do that is using a cyclic assembler and an autonomous activator. So, first things first, let's fly back over here, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I have everything it takes to make a cyclic assembler. So we're going to need a chest, which is the one thing I don't have. Thankfully, we can grab some oak from over here, make ourselves a very quick chest. We're going to need 2 machine frames, 1 for the cyclic assembler and 1 for the autonomous activator, which I'll get into in a second. So let's grab a bunch of tin gears. I'm actually going to grab quite a few of those because we do need more of them for the cyclic assembler itself. That gets us 2 machine frames. We can then go ahead and make ourselves some copper gears, which I believe we also need for the cyclic assembler. And then we can go ahead and do something like this. Nope, we need gold. Ooh, gold. I think we have gold? Yes, wow, okay, our quarry has been doing quite the job since the last time I checked. We now have over almost 2 stacks of gold, which is kind of crazy. Also, our inventory is just a massive mess, and also, we need more redstone. Alright, let's grab you. Let's get rid of this, and I guess the seeds for now. I really should sort out my inventory. And I should probably just dump them into this back here so that they go back to the right place. But let's go ahead and get ourselves a reception coil. Let's go ahead and use that reception coil to make a cyclic assembler. Nice. Okay, that's the cyclic assembler done. The next part is the autonomous activator, which is this little guy over here. This block has the ability to emulate a player right-clicking, and this is what we're going to use to empty the buckets of lava into a tank, which we're going to then pipe into some dynamos. So to make this, all we need is a piston, another chest, 2 more tin gears, and another reception coil. So we'll take one of those. We'll make ourselves a quick second chest. I already have the piston, and I think we're pretty much good to go. Boom. Boom. You can go up there, and then we need 1 more tin gear. 1 more. We're going to make it on the floor because I don't want to take all of the stuff out of the system. 1, 2, 3, 4. You in the middle. That's not how you do it. That gets the tin gear. We could throw you in like so, and that gets us a cyclic assembler. Nice. We didn't need that second machine frame. So, what I'm going to do with this, now that we have both of these machines, is I'm going to put them down over, I think just over here should be fine. I'm trying to line it up with this. I think I will put them in the middle, somewhere like here, and I think we'll do the second one kind of facing this way, and then might look a little bit weird the way we've got this set up, and it probably is going to look a little bit weird, but without using like a ton of resources to make it look nice, it should work just fine. So the next thing I'm going to need is some kind of tank to actually hold all of the lava, and it actually does matter a fair bit which tanks I use and how I set this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make some open blocks tanks, which, if I'm not mistaken, look a little bit like this. I want to say, I think it's 4 and then glass in the middle. Yeah, that gets us open blocks tanks. Let's take 2 of those. We will be making more in a little while, but for now we need 2 of these, and we're going to put 1 on level with the autonomous activator. So right there, and then we're going to have 1 right below it right there. And the reason for that is that when we put the lava into the tank, it's going to go straight down into this bottom tank. If we only had the 1 tank, what would happen is the lava would get put into the tank, and then the autonomous activator would right click automatically again right afterwards, and it would take the lava back, which is not what we want. We want the lava to stay in this tank. So what we need to do now is we need to grab our item duct, which we have, I think, not got any by the looks of things. Wow, I thought we had some. That's fine. We can make some more fairly easily, like so. And this is where the bit that makes it all work kind of comes together. So what we're going to do with our item duct is we're going to have 1 pulling out of the cyclic assembler round into the autonomous activator. And on this server here, we're going to whitelist so that only buckets filled with lava can be pulled out. We're then going to have another item duct like pipe go round out of the top, along, and down to here. Let me just quickly disconnect those 2 because we don't want those connecting. And then what we're going to do in here is we're going to set the top to an output. We're going to put another server on here, and we're going to whitelist this one to only allow empty buckets to go out. That way, the bucket cannot leave the autonomous activator until it's gotten rid of its lava into this tank. So let's go ahead and make this left side an input. And that is not the left side. That is the left side. So that's now an input. This side is already an output. We are going to need to provide both of these machines with power, and we are going to have to provide the cyclic assembler with schematics. So let me quickly grab what should be a fairly easy to access hatchet. Let me take you real quick so that I can easily break this stuff over here. And then it should be fairly easy to hook both of these guys up with power, because we should already have a power cable running underneath here, the one that we're using to power all of our planters and all of our harvesters. I'm not quite sure how these machines are going to fare in the long run, and it's such a pain trying to put stuff down underwater. I'm not quite sure how these machines are going to fare in the long run, because they are going to be running off this sole little like lonely water wheel over here, and they're also powering all of these planters and harvesters. Thankfully, the planters and harvesters don't take that much power, so it should possibly be okay. Let's put you all back down like so. And now what we need to do is make a schematic for the cyclic assembler. So if we go ahead and look in NEI, a schematic I think is just lapis and paper. Yeah, it's 2 paper and 1 lapis. Do we have any paper lying around in the system? We have 5. That's actually a relief. We don't have to break any sugarcane. And then we're going to get ourselves 1 lapis, which again is fairly easy. Both of those should probably be already here, and they are. We'll take you, and then we'll do something like boom, boom, and boom. Nice. That gets the blank schematic, and this is what we're going to use to basically tell the cyclic assembler what to do with all of the stuff that it gets. In this scenario, we're going to put the schematic in here. We're going to grab some fire essence real quick. And then in the schematics tab, we want to basically tell it the recipe. So a bucket in the middle, and then 4 fire essence all around makes a bucket of lava. Tick. And now, if the cyclic assembler has power and a schematic, and we put all of the ingredients in, it will go ahead and make lava buckets. So you see, it made that lava bucket, it sent it over to here, it made all 4 of them, sent them over. They're then going to right click and deposit their lava into this tank. As you can see, it's already done. We've got 4 buckets worth of lava. Those buckets will then get pulled back out using this server, back around, end up in here, and we'll loop around, infinitely dropping lava off into this tank down here. The final thing that we, of course, need to do is make sure that all of the fire essence is continually being pumped into our cyclic assembler. And so for that, we're going to have to do something that looks a little bit like this, and also break this torch, which might cause a few mobs to spawn, but that's fine. Let's make sure that doesn't go that way, and instead it just goes down and into this side of the cyclic assembler, which we will make into a blue input side. So all of this fire essence, which we are now going going to export should just go straight over. I think. That should work just fine. And then, of course, we do have to do the same thing over on this side. I will do that between episodes, because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to make that go over there without looking just absolutely horrible. I might go down and through the floor and kind of up into the back of this, maybe. Or maybe just into this side again. I'm not quite sure. But the final thing that we have to do to make this all work is drain this tank here. Because you can see kind of up here what's going to happen is basically what I said. You can see these buckets are emptying out and filling up at the same time because they're pulling lava out of here. So we need to take this lava somewhere else, preferably to a place where we're going to get power. And for that, what I have done is I have made some more hardened fluid ducts, and I have been running those under the floor again over here. So if we go all the way up to there, and let me quickly get rid of that pipe because you serve no purpose, that one right there, and we'll reconnect you like so. And then this pipe runs all the way along underneath the like the bridge here, underneath the stairs, underneath all of our machines, and background into this new room, which we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, and it comes out over here. So finally, the last thing we need is a couple more tanks from open blocks to accept these. So let's again grab some more obsidian. Let's go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4. Take 2 more of those. And again, what I'll probably do, actually, we can make a few more here right now, is I want to fill the wall in here, not the whole wall, but just kind of from one column from floor to ceiling like this with tanks. I'm not quite sure if we're ever going to fill this because, as we said before, the magical crops are fairly slow to grow, so it might take a long time for this to actually fill up, but it might get there eventually. And then, of course, finally, or should I say, I think I've said finally far too many times. Next, the next thing we need to do is bring over these magmatic dynamos, set them down. I think something like this should be fine. Let's make sure they point towards these conduits, which we will have to upgrade in the future because they're not the best conduits in the world. But we'll do that. We will get rid of you. We'll go boom, boom, boom. We are going to need another servo to pull that out, but we do actually have one, which is cool. And then extract, and that should work just fine, I think. No lava is coming through yet, which is a little unnerving. I feel like it should be coming through, but it's actually not even being pulled out from here. Did I? Oh, there's no servo. That's why. Okay, let's. I'm going to quickly just steal this one, and I will replace that between episodes. Let's quickly just see if this actually does work. We'll put you there, and we will set it to ignore. That should start pulling lava out, which it is. It's pulling it out faster than it's been put back in, which I guess is good. And then that should be appearing over here. I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take for the item ducts to transfer over, but lava is actually seeping in. Look at this. All of these are full of lava. So now we can go ahead and bring over all of these machines from over here. So they finally are in a place where they do not take just like a stupid amount of effort to actually access. I cannot pick that up just yet. I'm going to need a pickaxe to pick that up. The fact that I do not have a pickaxe yet at episode 25 is actually insane, but we'll put you there and there. And then there was one final thing that I wanted to do before I ended today's episode, and that is make a chunk loader from the Chicken Chunks mod. This is made using some gold, an ender pearl, and an enchantment table. So if we do something like this, we can go ahead and fairly easily make one now. And basically what this is going to allow me to do, because this world is now on a server, and by the way, the server files are now available for this mod pack if you're wondering, they're on the Feed the Beast launcher. And what this allows me to do is to keep things loaded whilst I'm not on the server. So if we look inside the interface here, you can see it as a radius. I'm going to show lasers real quick. And currently, everything within this kind of red circle that the red lines are drawing will stay loaded whilst I'm not here. I want to bump that up a little bit to maybe 5 chunks, because I would like it if everything on our island continued to stay in. I think this will work for the quarry. My jetpack's out of power. That's not good. But basically, what will happen now is even if once I log off the server, everything will continue to run. So when I come back on, we will have a ton more fire essence, probably a full tank over here of lava, because that lava tank is filling up pretty quickly. And also, we're not really using the power for anything at all at the minute. We'll also have a ton of stuff from the quarry, which will be nice, and just everything else will continue to run whilst I'm not here, and it will be fantastic. But with that, guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like. It really does help out a lot. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.
Why are you doing this?
Rex, I'm so glad you asked that question. Simply put, I'm obsessed with the idea of capturing that moment innocence evolves into corruption. That shift from black to white to gray and beyond. Most models are cynical. lose that naivete. However, some Blackwell students carry their hope and optimism with them like an aura. And those lucky few become my models, my subjects.
Yes, you're a psychopath. And this is your last session.